It's your boy Stevie83, and we're back with another react. You know what I'm saying? Today we're reacting to Durk got attacked in federal prison. He's out in California in federal prison. You know how it goes out there, baby. We've seen all the clips. I've been to prison 3 times. I put in work. Question me. Do your research. Let's go. Disclaimer, this is for educational and entertainment purposes only.
A murder-for-hire plot back in 2022.
Is in the hospital tonight after being attacked in federal prison.
From penthouse views to prison walls, Lil Durk's life has taken a dramatic turn over the past 5 months. Now locked inside MDC Los Angeles, he awaits trial on serious federal charges. The accusations are severe, allegedly financing a murder for hire. If convicted, he could face life in prison with no parole and no chance of release.
OTF Jams reportedly stabbed in the jail that he in twice. We ain't gotta ask why he was stabbed. We could just assume that he got stabbed because
he's a rat and he eats fucking cheese.
Testifying or working against
in prison, though, the biggest rat could be the biggest
member. He could have got
on the yard. You know what I'm saying?
Because they was on the yard, dice game, somebody mad or anything. And then a lot of people think because a person in protective custody or they move you to a different county that you can't get touched. Man, there's killers everywhere, even in PC.
Before trial,
even in PC, they got killers that'll touch you. Sometimes you're in PC not because you scared, not because you got to check in, because they scared, because you're a danger to the prison, you're a danger to society. Some people are in PC because they too dangerous. You hear me? Do your homework.
Begins. What's life really like for the OTF figurehead behind bars? Lil Durk was living a lavish lifestyle, luxury homes, high-end vehicles, and private jets. But that all disappeared overnight. Now, instead of waking to oceanfront views, he opens his eyes to the cold, dimly lit cells of the Metropolitan Detention Center in Los Angeles.
Lil Durk got a bag on his head. Set him up. He think he was poisoned as a part of the setup. Did y'all hit him, bro? It's like, do I gotta read this? Poison, bro? Y'all poison Lil J, bro? Direct Wolverine.
Durk, legally known as Derek Banks, was arrested on October 24th and initially held at the Miami Federal Detention Center. This wasn't a routine arrest. The federal government brought a superseding indictment tying him to an alleged
they don't need it. As soon as they hit that superseding, that goes the
case
entire
centers around
country.
the death of Louis Pop, Quando Rondo's cousin, which prosecutors claim was a targeted attack.
Let's see what we have today. Chicken tenders, macaroni, collard greens, red sauce, orange bread. That's what I'm talking about. Love y'all.
With charges like conspiracy, weapons possession, and organizing a murder for hire, prosecutors made it clear Durk would not walk free easily. His lawyers offered a $3 million bond package, but the judge denied bail, citing him as a significant flight risk.
Damn.
That decision
that means that $3 million package means they would have put $3 million on the bond, they would have put an ankle monitor on his leg, and he wouldn't have been able to, bank accounts frozen. They still turned it down. You know what that means? That means that boy cooked.
His fate. No temporary release, no early exit.
And the feds, well, if you got when I was doing my time, long ago when I was doing my time, the feds would indict you, get you locked up, and then release you on your own bond just because they know they got you, bro. What?
On November 13th, he was quietly transferred to MDC Los Angeles, now housed alongside his close affiliates, Kayvon Cuss Grant, DeAndre D-Day Wilson, Keith Flocka Jones, and Asa Boogie Houston, each facing the same heavy charges.
Durk was the only one alive, the last one standing. So if you look at the history, there was a case where Duck and Vonda got arrested for shooting a guy in Atlanta. They was able to put that all on Von because he died. We fast forward now to this situation. Previously, if you look at the history, D-Thing would have been the person allegedly who would have coordinated. He's gone. According to court documents, Durk says don't book nothing associated to me. We watching history repeat itself because those rental car transactions is what got Young Thug involved.
You think we ain't been through this
The
before?
same thing is happening with Durk now.
This goes out for all you young boys that's seeing this stuff. Quit doing this stuff. Leave your phone at home when you drill. Wear some shoes you're gonna burn after they're done. You're drilling with your phone in your pocket. You're wearing the same shoes the next day, the same outfit, designer pants that nobody can afford but you rappers. Come on, man.
They once ruled the streets together, but now they're confined behind reinforced walls. Their future's uncertain. MDCLA may not have iron bars or resemble old penitentiaries, but don't let the modern design fool you. Inside, it's volatile. Built in 1988 for pre-trial detainees, the facility now suffers from overcrowding and staff shortages, turning it into a dangerous environment. Unlike state prisons, MDCLA doesn't separate inmates by security level. Drug lords, gang leaders, violent offenders, and high-profile criminals
why they don't
are
do
mixed
that?
together.
So they just plug
so many
you all
powerful
in
men
the point
in
and
one
let
space,
you go.
violence is common,
Like
and any argument can ignite a
might come
full-blown
every single day of
confrontation.
the week. I got a TOH Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and day off on Sunday. Gotta take a day off. Lord said take it off on Sunday, we're taking it off. Sunday to you might not mean Sunday to me. You feel me?
Inmate, and to some, a target. The environment is intensified by contraband smuggled in by corrupt staff.
Woo, that was about
Several
150.
guards have been indicted for sneaking in cell phones, weapons, and drugs in exchange for bribes. These actions have fueled internal criminal networks, making conditions even more dangerous.
Lil Durk is facing life in prison.
Wow, man.
He got arrested for the involvement of many murders. But the craziest part is, he still performed so much that he actually knew he was doing it. Like in this song Redneck, where he admitted being locked up in the near future. That's not the only time this happened.
Whoa!
He wrote in a song that his homie would snitch on him that would then get him locked up, which actually happened.
With Durk's rap career and alleged gang affiliations, one wrong move could put him in serious danger.
Birthday,
the prison itself is deteriorating. Inmates report broken equipment, poor maintenance, and lengthy delays for basic repairs. Life behind bars becomes frustrating and unstable. Even having his OTF affiliates nearby doesn't
my name not touch on none of that paperwork. I went to bed, did my time, and
often
stood
cracks under pressure.
Boom.
The stakes are enormous.
Only one time I regret I ain't do something, and it carried me my whole time in prison, man.
Increases with each passing day. Durk and his co-defendants are.
If this motherfucking video gets 350 likes, we'll do a story time, and I'll tell you where I got my regrets in prison. And on one time, I didn't stand on all 10 in prison. And I'll tell the
sitting
story.
idle. They're fighting serious charges as the trial nears. With the potential for betrayal at every corner, tension runs high. The feds frequently separate co-conspirators, preventing communication and limiting any chance to align stories or coordinate defense strategies.
So,
any suspicion of witness tampering could bring harsher restrictions. Compounding these issues, Durk has already violated jail protocols. Court documents reveal he made unauthorized three-way calls, a direct breach of MDC rules. Prosecutors highlighted this as proof that he can't follow regulations, even in custody, which further hurt his chances for bail. Beyond the physical threats, there's also a psychological toll. Isolation, limited contact with the outside world,
that shit
and
ain't
constant surveillance weigh heavily on inmates.
2 years, 9 months.
For someone used to control and mobility, this environment is mentally exhausting.
But in jail,
while
in jail, they call segregation, lockdown, the hole for the old people.
Inmates can request crisis intervention and therapy, but group sessions and individual meetings are infrequent. Most are left to process their emotions in silence. This form of psychological warfare affects even the most resilient. Durk's only moments of relief now come through limited recreation. MDCLA provides basketball, indoor activities like ping pong and pool, and education programs, including GED preparation. These are
That
rare
shit's
chances
still a
to disconnect from the
gang
pressures of
warfare in
confinement, even
that
if
bit.
only briefly.
Man, I got
In a
so many
facility
stories I
where
can tell you.
violence
Like
can
one
erupt
time when
without
we
warning,
bucked against the
peace
system
is
in
never
there,
guaranteed.
they call it a
Even
RICO.
stepping onto the basketball
we can't
court
say them
demands
words.
constant vigilance. Despite these harsh realities, Durk is trying to maintain his composure, or at least that's the impression being shared. A leaked prison phone call from November 15th featured him sounding optimistic, telling a friend he was focused on returning to his family. An Instagram post echoed the message, "Just got off the phone with my brother."
What they don't understand is when you're in the penitentiary, man, if people know you're about to get home or if people know you're trying for bail, they will slime you so fast to get you to stay there with them, especially if they already sentenced and they do it a long time in jail. They will get you to stay there with them because they don't like to see nobody go home.
He's in good spirit, staying positive and fighting to get back home. The caption continued, "We not glorifying negativity. We're more than just street guys. We're men of honor and code." Still, the question remains, how much of this is genuine and how much is a public front? No matter how composed someone appears, incarceration leaves a mark. The stress of an approaching trial, the pressure of a life-altering sentence, and the anxiety over potential betrayal, it's a mental war. While Durk may sound composed on recorded calls behind closed doors, he's facing one of the most intense battles of his life,
man.
And the case isn't losing momentum. It's accelerating. Lil Durk's legal issues have intensified significantly since his initial arrest. What began as a murder-for-hire charge has now developed into a high-stakes RICO case. If convicted, the outcome could be life imprisonment, no parole, no reduced sentence. The federal government appears determined to ensure Durk doesn't walk free again. In November 2024, a superseding indictment was unsealed, outlining years of alleged organized criminal activity tied to Durk and his affiliates. Prosecutors are presenting Lil Durk not just as a participant, but as the leader of a structured criminal network.
Damn.
The claim is that Durk's OTF collective is more than a music label. Authorities are describing it as a fully functioning street gang engaged in murder, assault, and racketeering. The federal RICO statute, once designed to bring down organized crime syndicates like the mafia, is now a favored tool to pursue rap groups and urban crews. Durk is being accused of leveraging his influence and wealth to command hits, reward criminal acts, and uphold OTF's dominance. Prosecutors trace this pattern back to the killing of King Von in 2020, a death they claim triggered a cycle of retaliation and escalating violence. The government asserts that following Von's death, Durk allegedly offered a bounty to retaliate against those involved. That move, they say, launched a broader conspiracy that now forms the core of the charges he faces. The August 2022 attack on Quando Rondo's crew in Los Angeles became a turning point.
Blowing up and
Federal
stuff,
authorities allege that Lil Durk personally ordered the hit, dispatching his associates across state lines to locate and eliminate a rival. Prosecutors claim to have hard evidence, surveillance footage, phone taps, text messages, and lyrics they say function as direct confessions.
I lost my homeboy.
This isn't just based on hearsay.
All my homies gone, man.
The indictment is supported by months of investigation, witness testimony, and reported cooperation from inside sources. Durk isn't the only one caught in this legal storm. Several of his close OTF associates are facing similar charges, including Kayvon London Grant, also known as Cousin Ivani, who allegedly coordinated the logistics and helped source weapons. DeAndre Drell Wilson, or Dee, is accused of traveling with the team to Los Angeles. Keith Flassa Jones is said to have participated in the shooting, while David Brian Lindsay, or Brown, is believed to have helped with planning. Asa Boogie Houston is reportedly the getaway driver who aided in destroying evidence. The indictment outlines over 25 overt acts, each a deliberate step in what authorities describe as a murder-for-hire operation. These include booking travel with OTF credit cards, arranging firearms and communicating via encrypted apps, Prosecutors argue every action was intentional.
They
but
was
it doesn't
moving
end
as
there.
slick as
The
they could
feds are
be, but
pursuing
it's just
criminal
no
forfeiture
match
as well.
when you got
If
global.
convicted,
The FBI
Durk
got
and
the
his
global
co-defendants could lose
intelligence.
homes, vehicles, jewelry, and music-related revenue linked to these charges. This expands the consequences beyond incarceration into the complete dismantling of Durk's empire. Federal investigators are leveraging advanced technology. The FBI reportedly intercepted multiple calls between Durk and his crew.
Damn.
These conversations, though coded, are alleged to reference greenlighting a target. One conversation was followed by lyrics prosecutors say detailed the killing, mirroring strategies used in previous RICO cases like YNW Mellies and Young Thug. Surveillance footage reportedly tracks Durk's crew before and after the incident. Financial records highlight suspicious transactions surrounding the timeline. And most crucially, testimony from confidential informants could suggest internal betrayal. Rumors quickly centered on a longtime OTF member named Jam, who spent over 10 years in prison for attempted murder. Upon his release in 2022, speculation grew that Jam had turned informant, allegedly wearing a wire for federal agents and passing on detailed intel about OTF operations. According to Chicago rapper King Ella, Jam provided critical information linking Durk to the hit on Quando Rondo.
Hey, I'm gonna tell you, bro. If I was big like that, every time I'm in the room with somebody, I'm strip searching y'all. Man, y'all might get tired of me, but y'all gonna be my homies. Y'all ain't gonna stick me in the back when it's time to do time.
And even implicated him in the killing of Louis Pop. Rondo's cousin was reportedly targeted in retaliation for King Von's death. A video featuring DJ Academics and Chicago reporter Trench's News added to the speculation. In the clip, Trench's News recalled a moment that may have sparked Jam's cooperation with authorities. According from penthouse views to prison walls, Lil Durk's life has taken a dramatic turn over the past 5 months. Now locked inside MDC Los Angeles, he awaits trial on serious federal charges. The accusations are severe, allegedly financing a murder for hire. If convicted, he could face life in prison with no parole and no chance of release. Before trial begins, what's life really like for the OTF figurehead behind bars? Lil Durk was living a lavish lifestyle, luxury homes, high-end vehicles, and private jets. But that all disappeared overnight. Now, instead of waking to oceanfront views, he opens his eyes to the cold, dimly lit cells of the Metropolitan Detention Center in Los Angeles. Durk, legally known as Derek Banks, was arrested on October 24th and initially held at the Miami Federal Detention Center. This wasn't a routine arrest. The federal government brought a superseding indictment tying him to an alleged 2022 murder for hire plot. The case centers around the death of Louis Pop, Quando Rondo's cousin, which prosecutors claim was a targeted attack, with charges like conspiracy, weapons possession, and organizing a murder for hire. Prosecutors made it clear Durk would not walk free easily. His lawyers offered a $3 million bond package, but the judge denied bail, citing him as a significant flight risk. That decision sealed his fate. No temporary release, no early exit. On November 13th, he was quietly transferred to MDC Los Angeles. Now housed alongside his close affiliates, Kayvon Cuss, Grant, DeAndre D-Day Wilson, Keith Flocka Jones, and Asa Boogie Houston, each facing the same heavy charges.
And
they once ruled the streets together, but now they're confined behind reinforced walls. Their future's uncertain. MDCLA may not have iron bars or resemble old penitentiaries, but don't let the modern design fool you. Inside, it's volatile. Built in 1988 for pretrial detainees, the facility now suffers from overcrowding and staff shortages, turning it into a dangerous environment. Unlike state prisons, MDCLA doesn't separate inmates by security level. Drug lords, gang leaders, violent offenders, and high-profile criminals are mixed together. With so many powerful men in one space, violence is common and any argument can ignite a full-blown confrontation. Inside 1650 LA, celebrity status holds no weight. Lil Durk may be a global rap figure, but within these walls, he's just another inmate, and to some, a target. The environment is intensified by contraband smuggled in by corrupt staff. Several guards have been indicted for sneaking in cell phones, weapons, and
you know,
drugs
since
in
Durk
exchange
gets there,
for
he's got
bribes.
enough money. He's got
These
a phone, he's
actions
got a
have
blade,
fueled
he's got a
criminal
good
networks,
Bible,
making
Quran, a
conditions
good
even
blank
more
prayer
dangerous.
rug. He got
With Durk's
you
rap
know, he
career
got it
and
all.
alleged gang
He got the
affiliations,
good package.
one
You know,
wrong
there's
move could
people
put
that
him in
hate him,
serious danger.
but there's a lot of
prison
people
itself
that
is
love him, bro, and they're
deteriorating.
going to take care
Inmates
of him.
report broken equipment, poor maintenance, and lengthy delays for basic repairs. Life behind bars becomes frustrating and unstable. Even having his OTF affiliates nearby doesn't guarantee protection. In federal custody, loyalty often cracks under pressure. The stakes are enormous.
That's something you got to build. You got to build all new relationships out there inside the wall. You got to meet some thoroughbreds that might be.
Durk and his co-defendants aren't sitting idle.
On the other side of the
They're
world,
fighting serious charges as the trial nears.
You got to build some
With
relationships
the
in there and
betrayal
start
at every
trusting
corner,
people that go out your
tension
back,
runs high.
man.
The feds frequently separate
I met some
co-conspirators,
solid ass
preventing
motherfuckers when I was
communication and
behind
limiting
the wall,
any chance
bro.
to align stories or coordinate defense
No
strategies.
question.
Any suspicion of witness tampering
My boy
can bring
Randy
harsher
Smith, man.
restrictions.
Randolph
Compounding
Smith.
these issues, Durk has already
You see
violated
this, man.
jail
Shout
protocols.
out Randy Smith,
Court
man.
documents
My
reveal
boy.
he made unauthorized three-way calls, a direct breach of MDC rules. Prosecutors highlighted this as proof that he can't follow regulations, even in custody, which further hurt his chances for bail.
My boy
Beyond
Steve
the physical
Bowers,
threats,
man.
there's also a psychological toll. Isolation, limited contact with the outside world, and constant surveillance wear heavily on inmates. For someone used to control and mobility, this environment is mentally exhausting. While the facility does offer basic mental health support, access is limited.
No, it's not.
Inmates can request crisis intervention and therapy, but group sessions and individual meetings are infrequent. Most are left to process their emotions in silence. This form of psychological warfare affects even the most resilient. Durk's only moments of relief now come through limited recreation. MDCLA provides
Limited,
basketball,
he might get
indoor
an hour a
activities
week.
like ping pong and pool, and education programs, including GED
If he's on
preparation.
jam pop,
These are
I mean,
rare chances to
depends on how
disconnect from the pressures of
groovy they
confinement,
get. Like
even
that,
if only
they might lock him
briefly.
down for a
In
minute.
a facility where violence can erupt without warning,
I mean,
peace
we
is
was
never
locked down for
guaranteed.
3 months before.
Even
Like,
stepping onto the basketball court demands constant vigilance. Despite these harsh realities, Durk is trying to maintain his
matter of fact,
composure,
last time
or
I
at
was
least that's
locked
the
up,
impression being shared. A
I
leaked prison
discharged my
phone call
sentence
from
from
November
the red
15th featured
jumpsuit.
him sounding optimistic,
do your
telling
homework
a
on the
friend
red
he was
jumpsuit.
focused on returning to his family. An Instagram post echoed the message, "Just got off the phone with my brother. He's in good spirit, staying positive and fighting to get back home." The caption continued, "We
Something
not
in my
glorifying negativity. We're more than just street guys. We're men of honor and code." Still, the question remains, how much of this is genuine and how much is a public front? No matter how composed someone appears, incarceration leaves
That's
a
gonna do it
mark.
for me today, guys,
The
man.
stress of
Like,
an
comment,
approaching
subscribe,
trial,
turn that
the
bell on,
pressure of
run
a
me,
life-altering